Consumer credit is necessary since an individual has a limited amount of money as a resources to purchase. Credit enables him or her to expect immediate consumption by increasing his or her purchasing power. Consumer can buy or borrow first and make the payment later. However, consumer can obtain the credit facilities through the banks, credit card companies, and other financial institutions. Consumer credit can be classified into categories, which is open account credit and loans. Open account credit is a line of credit which offered by retailers or financial institutions by allowing the consumers to borrow up the predetermined amount to pay for the purchase. There are several types of open account credit such as credit cards, charge card, retail charge card, and revolving credit lines. Next, loan is a loan with larger amount and have longer repayment periods than open account credits. The contract of loans are formal, negotiate contracts that specify in detail the purpose of loan, amount borrowed, interest rate, and the loan repayment schedule, as well as the rights and obligations of the lender and borrowers. For example of loan, it includes a personal loan, educational loan, and car loan. The method of 5 C's of credit system used by lenders to evaluate potential borrowers' credit worthiness. First, character refers more explicitly to a borrower's reputation or track record of debt repayment. Furthermore, capacity is a measurement to ensure the borrower has ability to repay the loan by comparing income against recurring debts and assessing the borrower's debt-to-income ratio. Moreover, collateral may be used by borrower to secure his or her loan as a guarantee for the lender to assurance if the borrower default on the loan. Next, condition is include both the term of the loan itself and any broader economic circumstance that may affect the borrower interest rate. Lastly, capital is lender may consider borrower's capital position even evaluating his or her creditworthiness. The Credit Bureau in Malaysia was established under the Central Bank of Malaysia Act 2009, known as the Central Credit Affairs Information System, (CCRIS). The role of Credit Bureau is to gather all the credit data on borrowers from lending institution and provide credit data collected back to the institution in the form of credit reports via the CCRIS. This can facilitate the financial institution who need the current and accurate data on their potential borrowers in order to assessments and decision on credit application. Then, the recognized credit agency in Malaysia is Credit Tip of Service (CTOS), which is provide information about bankruptcies and summons of any Malaysian citizen. It is crucial for everyone to make sure their CTOS report is understandable. Wisely usage of credit card by consumer enjoy the perks and rewards provided by credit card company through air miles, hotel points, reward points, and cashback offer. These rewards amount to free money for consumer who resist the desire to overspend and pay off the credit card each month. Although, if the consumer has credit card overdue balance, they have paid much more interest than reward are worth. Credit facility offered by financial institutions give the consumers an emergency line of credit. It's become a financial safety when consumers not have enough money to cover any unexpected costs that arise. For example, if someone's house needs some roof repairs, he or she has the access to credit which allows to pay the contractor immediately. Without credit, the house roof repair will be delayed, which might cause even more damage to the house. Consumer credit enables consumers to raise funds from the credit card companies or lender when they need without having to rely on relative or buddy for money. Borrowing from relatives and friends can lead to misunderstanding, which may ruin the relative tie and friendships. So having a credit line can avoid this issue by maintaining a good relation with them. Carrying cash is riskier than using open account credit facilities. This is because credit card or charge card can be terminated instantly after consumer makes a report if the card have been lost all the account was used as fraudulent transactions, as the financial institution have security process in place to protect consumers' card. Furthermore, credit card and charge card are working in all currency which the consumer are able to make any purchases in overseas by any foreign currency.
Let's continue with current issue. As the public know, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been a hurt increasing in unemployment, thus having an unstable financial impact on the public. However, based on iScore analysis by Experience Information Services Malaysia, users can maintain their credit score despite challenging times. The Malaysian Institute of Economic Research (MIER) and also Consumer Statement Index (CSI) reflect this, with employment leading the improvement, followed by current income and also financial outlook. First point, Malaysia under 30 managed credit risk better. There is an increasing migration of lower ranking to fair and good score in the iScore risk rate across age group. These are demonstrated by comparing the current year 2022 to the previous year 2021, as well as the year before the pandemic 2019. Overall, it suggests that as Malaysian consumer mature, they can better manage long risk. Point number 2, credit card and unsecured credit debt are still a cause of worry. In terms of unsecured credit line areas such as credit card and personal loan, average of 9.1% of Malaysia are 90 days past due on credit line repayment in 2022. This indicates that in 2022, 9 out of 100 Malaysians thought 90 days or more to repay their unsecured credit facility. Next, consumer aged 22 to 28 are more vulnerable. Unsecured credit repayment that have fallen to 90 days past due are substantial in this group. This means that 26 out of 100 consumers in this age bracket are having difficulty repaying 90 days after their payment is due. This is especially true when more innovative consumer credit options such as buy now, pay later and other become accessibility online. Credit Hurt Bond and the Federation of Malaysian Consumer Association (FIN533) are collaborating to increase awareness to the public in order to guide them on financial information in order for them to make educate credit and financial decisions. Fourth, individuals were added in maintaining their credit score by government measures. The overall experience score increased from 320 in 2019 to 390 in 2022. This gain may have also been facilitated by government help such as Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia (BKN) payment, loan moratorium, and also 10,000 special withdrawal from the Employees Providing Fund (EPF). Last but not least, Malaysian fiscal stimulus measure for consumer will end in 2022. Consumers are also experiencing major cost of living challenge, including inflationary pressure, increased prices for necessary commodity, and also greater borrowing costs. As a result, some Malaysians may be forced to rely on personal loan and also credit card to meet their everyday needs. Now let me move on to the statistical information. According to the Experience Status of Credit 2021 report, most customers were able to continue their credit repayment throughout the previous two COVID-19 affected years. Credit worthiness improved somewhat with the average credit score in Malaysia climbed 80 points from 601 in 2019 before the COVID-19 pandemic, 690 in 2021. This is the greatest iScore average in the previous 4 years. The research examines consumer credit performance across the country, focusing on consumer credit rating and borrowing habit in connection to credit. Next, lenders typically use credit score to determine an individual credit worthiness before granting or rejecting a loan application. The number of those who are 90 days past due on their credit payment fell by 0.7% from 2.5% in 2018 to 1.8% in 2021. According to the survey, those who aged 22 to 28 years had the greatest average DPD throughout all 4 years. However, it has decreased from 6.2% to 3.8%. This is because they are in the early phase of their profession with lower income and saving than their older counterparts. Unemployment had also hit this group particularly hard in the previous 2 years. However, the government engagement, including loan moratorium and also other assistance measures, may have contributed favorably. In addition to behavioral adjustment among Malaysia toward caution spending during the difficult economic situation, according to the report.
Even though we have savings in a mandatory plan such as the Employees Provident Fund (EPF) or optional plans such as Private Retirement Scheme (PRS), it might not be enough. According to reports, the majority of pensioners exhaust their mandatory savings within 5 years of their retirement. Many people put off retirement planning because they assume they have lots of time. Sadly, instead of starting to save early, many spend so much money paying off debts and mortgages. Malaysians can anticipate more than a decade of post-retirement life because the average lifespan of Malaysians has increased to 75.6 years, assuming a retirement age of 60 years old. Due to COVID-19 outbreak, Malaysians are suddenly realizing that their retirement savings are insufficient. EPF estimates that most Malaysians' existing EPF holdings are hardly adequate to provide a respectable lifestyle after retirement. People who withdrew their money at age 55 often spend down their savings fewer than 10 years after retiring. With the introduction of numerous withdrawal programs, the epidemic only served to worsen the issue. The EPF recently disclosed that withdrawals relating to COVID-19 during the previous 2 years had significantly impacted their savings. The majority of Malaysians dream of a pleasant retirement at age 60 may only be a distant possibility because more than 50% of Malaysians may not be financially prepared for retirement, according to the Credit Counselling and Debt Management Agency (AKPK).
Statistical information shows that only 40% of Malaysians are financially prepared for retirement and that the majority lack long-term financial planning. As a result, more than 75% of Malaysians said it was difficult to save up 1,000 ringgit for unexpected expenses. Uncertainty in the economy and high living expenses are the key causes. Many people only rely on EPF fund, which may not be sufficient for their retirement. Only 27% of EPF members under the age of 55 currently have funds of more than 240,000 ringgit, down from 36% in 2020 due to withdrawals linked to the COVID crisis. For example, iCitra, iLestari, and pengeluaran khas withdrawal. If one were to adopt the monthly living wage of 2,700 that Bank Negara Malaysia think every person should have in order to cover social as well as basic need, the retirement saving level should be 648,000 ringgit. If one is under the age of 25, it is acceptable to have less than 18,000 ringgit saved for retirement according to the EPF recommendations. However, at the median wage level, 6.3 million EPF members aged 19 to 54 or 50% have less than 18,785 ringgit in EPF saving as of 2020.